Alright, hey guys, today the topic of interest is how to change your beliefs. Now the reason why I want to talk about this topic so much is because it's so important. It's an area that's stopping so many of us, slowing so many of us down, and we don't even know it. There are a lot of us who are sat there wishing we could do things, when in reality we can, but we don't do them because we don't think that we can do them. So we've got people who sat there wishing, I wish I could be happy like this person, but I can't because, I'm just a negative person. Or I wish I could build up my own business and start my own brand, but I can't because I'm just not a business-minded person. I wish I could talk to anybody, but I can't because I'm an introvert. Right? You got people saying these kind of things. Now here's the reality. The reality is you can do anything. There's nothing that you cannot do. You can do anything. You're limitless. Right? But the only thing that stops you from reaching your full capacity, the only thing that stops you from being limitless is what goes on between your two ears, which is your head. Now, if you're able to get your head right, you can get everything else right. It all starts off with you, and it all starts off with your beliefs. So I'm going to teach you how to change your beliefs and how to arrange your beliefs in a way that's going to support you to do what you want to do. Okay? So let's begin. You're going to want to stick around. Okay. So how do you change your beliefs? So what is a belief, for one? Right, so all a belief is a feeling of certainty towards an idea. That's it. It's a feeling of certainty towards an idea. So when somebody says, I believe in God, or I believe I'm a good tennis player, all they're actually saying is that I feel certain there is a God. I feel certain that I'm a good tennis player. That's all they're saying. It's just a feeling of certainty. Now, if you sit down and you ask somebody who feels certain or who believes in something, why they believe in what they believe, normally they'll give you reasons, or in other words, they'll give you references, they'll give you experiences. So let's roll with the example of the person who says, I believe I'm a really good tennis player. If I went to that person and asked them, why do you believe you're a good tennis player? More than likely they'll say something like this. I believe I'm a good tennis player because, my tennis coach tells me so. Or I believe I'm a good tennis player because I've won all these championships. Or I know I'm a good tennis player because the crowd cheer my name whenever I play. Right? They've got all these references, all these experiences that back up the idea that they are a good tennis player. So how do I get this person to change their belief? Right? I get this person to change their belief by creating doubt. And we do this to ourselves. We're very good at creating doubt within ourselves. We do that. But how do we create doubt? We create doubt by questioning, by asking the right questions. By questioning, we create doubt. So by questioning our references, questioning our experiences, we create doubt. So running with the same example, how would I create doubt in this person? How would I change this person's beliefs about whether or not they're a very, very good tennis player? I question them. So for example, the person says, I know I'm a good tennis player because I've won all these championships. I can then go and ask, are you really a good tennis player because you won those championships? Or did you only win those championships because you were playing against a weak opposition? Boom. See, I'm starting to create doubt now. Are you really a good tennis player because your tennis coach tells you that? Or is he only saying that because he likes taking your money? Boom. See, you're starting to create doubt. Are you really a good tennis player because the crowd cheer your name? Or they're only cheering your name because they feel sorry for you because you're trying your best? Boom. See that? I'm creating doubt. I'm creating doubt by questioning the person's experiences, by questioning their references. It's through questioning that we create doubt. And the same thing with us. A lot of us believe we're a certain type of person because of our references and experiences. Now this is the thing. When we decide we're going to be this type of person, a lot of the time that decision is made unconsciously. So when you're making a decision unconsciously, it means that you're not aware that you're making the decision. You're just automatically doing it. So you experience something and then you lock into that experience and decide that this is the type of person that I am and this is the way it's going to be. Okay? But this is the thing. You can become anything that you want to be. You must just question your experiences, question your references, change them. So let me give you an example. So when you go to the circus, have you ever wondered why they're able to keep a massive 2,000 kilogram elephant tied to a small piece of rope? I've always wondered, why doesn't the elephant just pull away and then stomp everybody out and leave and just go to the African safari? Because it's physically capable of doing that. But why doesn't it? The reason it doesn't is because it doesn't believe it can. So what they do is when they grab the elephants, they get them when they're young, and they tie them to this big rope, and they tie the rope to a massive stake, and they put the stake in the ground. So what a stake is just like a big strong metal rod. So they put a metal rod in the ground, they tie the rope to it, and then they tie the rope to the elephant. So the elephant is bound by the rope and the stake, so it can't leave, it's trapped, right? So the baby elephant is weak, so it's trying to pull away and tug away, but it can't. It's weak, and it continually does this and does this and does this, and it gets a point where it starts to lose its motivation, starts to lose its will, its resolve, and it finally accepts that, you know what, I can't break free. and it creates the belief that it'll never be free or strong enough to pull itself free from the rope, so it no longer tries, right? And then the elephant grows holding that belief. It grows, it grows, it grows till it becomes 2 tons, 2,000 kilograms, able to destroy everything basically, and it stays there. And there comes a point now where they can just, you know, tie it to a little rope and then just tie it to like a little twig or whatever, and it won't leave. It'll stay, right? The reason it stays is because it believes that it'll never be free of the rope. And many of us are like that. Many of us have experiences in the past that have made us think that we'll always be this type of person. Maybe you tried to start up a business and you failed and you think, you know what, I'm just not a business-minded person. I can never do it. Or maybe you want to connect to people. Or maybe you tried to do a speech one time when you were younger and then you froze. And now you think, you know, I'm just not the type of person who could speak in front of people. Just because you're tied to that experience. This is the thing. What happened in the past doesn't have to mean that it has to happen in the future. Just because you're miserable in the past doesn't mean you'll be miserable in the future. The past does not equal the future. It doesn't have to. It can change. You can become whatever you want to be, and you must question those references, because those references don't necessarily have to be who you are. Because haven't there been people in the past who used to be shy and timid, and then they grew up to be amazing leaders who lead nations, lead thousands of people? Of course, there are lots of people who've done that. Haven't there been people who've been in poverty, they had next to nothing, but they found a way to get themselves out of poverty, to make themselves more profitable and create something magnificent for themselves? Of course there are. There are people out there who are doing it. And you can do the same. You can become whoever you want to be. You can update the version of yourself that you are right now. You can become anything. So how do we do this? The first thing we do is this, is we create a vision of who we want to be. So you must ask yourself, who do I want to be? Or in order for me to have what I want in my life, who must I become? Right? Who must I become? What type of person would attract the kind of things that I want in my life? And write them down. Who do you want to be? How would this person think? What would this person do throughout their day? Ask those questions, write it down. And when you get answers to those questions, begin to live like that person. Begin to live like them. So start doing what the person you want to be like or the person you want to become does. Start thinking like them. Adopt their mindset. Act like them. And it can be really, really uncomfortable, but you must push yourself to really do it, because when you're actually doing this, you're creating new experiences, you're creating new references that support the idea that you can be this person, right? And when you build on these references, they begin to stack and stack and stack, and you pick up momentum, and before you know it, you are this once shy, timid person to this strong, bold person who creates presence when they walk in the room. You can do that. You can become anything you want to be, literally. So literally sit down and decide who you want to be. So don't just watch this video and be like, ha, that was a great video, Josh, I feel good now. Literally do this. Write down who you want to be. Okay? And find this. And some of you guys may be like, no, but I could never do that. You know, I have loads of experiences. There are loads of experiences of me doing that. But this is the thing, right? Even though there may be experiences of you not being the person you want to be, there are probably loads of other experiences of you actually doing the thing. Because people who are shy, people who say like, you know, I'm shy, you know, I can't talk to people. Normally when you see them in an environment with people who they're very comfortable with, they're outgoing and they're like, ha ha ha, life and soul of the party. They can do that. They're experiences, right? You've got references for everything. It's just based on what you focus on. Because if you look hard enough, you can find evidence that supports the idea that Hitler's a great person, right? You can find evidence like, oh, you know, he started a homeless shelter. You know, Hitler wasn't all bad. Or you can find references that support he's a bad idea. Like he murdered a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? There's evidence for anything. It's just down to what you look for. Okay? But once again, going back to this, find references of times where you acted in a way that support the person that you want to become, or sit down and write down the type of person you want to be. So don't leave this video and do nothing. Literally do what I've stated. Write down the type of person you want to be. Write down how they think, how they act, and begin to live that way. And watch your life transform. Pick up momentum. So that's the video of the day, guys. Love and peace. Goodbye.